Hello friends, in this lecture I will start sequential circuit. So what is sequential circuit basically? But before going in sequential circuit, I must tell you in digital electronics we have two kinds of electronic circuit. So digital electronic circuit can be combinational circuit or sequential circuit. And this combinational circuit is a digital circuit without memory. Okay, so if there is no memory we will call it a combinational circuit, and if memory is involved we will call it sequential circuit. An example of combinational circuits are adder, multiplexer, demultiplexer. They all are example of combinational circuit only. So let me give you an example. Suppose if I want to add 0 plus 1 and I want to add 1 plus 1. So answer of 1 plus 1 doesn't depend on answer of 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 will always be 1 and 1 plus 1 in binary will always be 1 0, and this is binary addition actually, right? So here result of this will not depend on the previous output, right? And if I consider counter, so example of sequential circuit is counter. So what is job of counter? It counts number either in increasing order or decreasing order. So it is like 0 1 2, likewise it start to count. So suppose if we want to know number of students in a class, suppose one student enter in a class and I want to know what is present number in the class. For that I want to know what was existing number in the class, right? So suppose 0 1 2, I want to know what will be the next number. For that what I am doing, I am taking this output, previous output, I am adding 1 and I am getting plus 3. Okay, so what I am doing here is actually next output depends on previous output. Now if it depends on previous output, that means previous output should be stored, correct? So if previous output is stored, that means we need some memory. So sequential circuit is nothing but a combinational circuit with memory. Okay, so sequential circuit can be combinational circuit plus memory elements. Okay, so this is sequential circuit. Now if I want to draw a block diagram, combinational circuit depends only on present input and not on output. So combinational circuit depends on input and it gives you output, but sequential circuit, it depends on input and previous output also. This path is known as feedback path, and here what I am doing is we are taking some or all of the output and feeding it as input to the combinational circuit. So memory is used here to take some or all of the output to use it as input also. That means output depends on present input as well as this previous output, right? Like in this case, the present output depends on previous output plus present input. This plus 1 is present input, this 3 is previous output, this 4 is next output. Now if I want to get my next output, what I have to do? I will take this previous output plus present input, which is plus 1, and then I will get 5, which is present output. So this is sequential and combinational circuit, and in this lecture I will focus on sequential circuits, and for sequential circuit memory elements are required. So memory element can be of two type, monostable and bistable. We can have monostable as well as bistable. So monostable memory element has only one stable state. One stable state means it can be either 0 or 1. at, like it can store either 0 or 1, or you can say it has only stable 0 or stable 1, other is not stable. That means suppose uh, my stable element here I'm considering is stable is 0. If stable is 0, so what is the tendency of this element? Tendency of this element is to store 0 always. The tendency is to store 0 always. Okay, like this, it should store always 0. Now if at some point if I give input to it or disturbance to it, so what happens? So the tendency is to store 0, and at this point I give it a disturbance. I give a small disturbance. So this is disturbance actually. So when I give it a small disturbance, output will change from 0 to 1, and this is your monostable actually, and this one is disturbance. So output will change from 0 to 1, and this will remain 1 for a small time only. After that it will go back to, so initially it should be 0 because its tendency to store 0, then due to disturbance it will go to 1, remain there for a small time, and then because its tendency to store 0 only, it will come back and store 0. It will keep on following this 0 only. Okay, similarly if stable state is 1, so my monostable element that will store 1 only, its tendency is to store 1. But suppose if I give some disturbance, okay, so I give disturbance here, I'm giving disturbance here, some small disturbance I give some small disturbance here. So what happens at this point? Okay, so what happens here? It will continue to store 1. Now here it gets some disturbance. So effect of disturbance is to change its state from 1 to 0, and it will store 0 for a very small time. After this it will again store its 1 only because its tendency is to store 1. So this is monostable element, and we can't use this as memory because it cannot store both the data or both the state. So we have bistable element where it will store both the state. So suppose here is the bistable, here it bistable element, it store both the or two stable states are there, that is 0 and 1, both it can store. So what is happening here? It can store both 0 and 1. So suppose I am applying a force, I am applying some disturbance. So here I give some small disturbance. At this point I am giving a small disturbance. So what happens? At this initially it was 0. So here I apply small disturbance. It will change its state from 0 to 1 again, and since it can store both 0 and 1, it will store 1. It will store 1 unless and until I again give some disturbance. So here I give again some disturbance. At this point it again changes its state from 1 to 0, and this will keep on storing this state unless and until I am going to apply any other disturbance. So it will store this point like this state also. Here I give some disturbance, so it store 1, and here I give some disturbance, so it goes back to 0. That means what I want to say is, if in bistable circuit element, if I give a disturbance here, and initially my this is disturbance, and initially if memory that bistable element is at 0 position, it will change its position here, it will change its position or state, and it will keep on tracking the 1. Again if at this point I give some input disturbance, what happens? It will change its state and keep on storing the 0. Fine. So this bistable element can store both 0 as well as 1 or both the state. So we can use this bistable circuit element as memory, while this monostable circuit element cannot be used as memory, because here after the disturbance it will not store its state, it will go back to its previous state. Okay, so and in this case in bistable, suppose I didn't apply this varying disturbance, then what happens? Suppose I give this input only. Initially this is my state, bistable state. So it was 0 initially, I didn't give any input. At this point, suppose at this point if I am giving a disturbance and then I don't give any disturbance, in that case what happens? This bistable element, it will change its state from 0 to 1 and keep on storing that, so it will be 0 and 1 both. But in monostable it goes down and then again goes back to 0 if it can store 0 only. Okay, so that is the basic difference between monostable and bistable circuit element, and this is the basic configuration of bistable memory element. So here we are using two NOT gate, and suppose this input is A, this is B, this output is Q, this output is Q bar. So what happens here? If A equals to 1, then what happens? And if A equals to 1, what happens here? Q will be 0 because Q is A bar only, and see this A is connected here also, that, and this is nothing but Q bar, and if you see this Q is connected here, fine, this Q is connected here, that means B is nothing but Q bar, and Q is 0, this implies Q bar is equals to, from here you can see A is equals to Q bar, means Q bar is 1. So it can store 0 unless and until A is 1 and Q bar will be 1. And if B equals to 1, then what happens? Okay, sorry, if A is equals to 1, now suppose if A equals to 0, then what happens? If A equals to 0, in case A equals to 0, this Q will be, because Q is nothing but A bar, right, or A complement, so Q will be 1, and what happens? This Q goes here, that means here comes 1, so Q bar will be 0, and also you can see from this that A is directly equals to Q and A is 0, so Q bar will be 0. So this is basic memory element. In next lecture I will focus on SR flip-flop, SR latch, actually I will focus on SR latch. And if you have any doubt in this class, in this lecture, feel free to contact me. Thank you.